This may come as a shock to you, but I was bullied as a child, and as a teenager, and as an adult, and recently 45 minutes ago on Twitter.
As humans, we have a need to tell our stories and have our experiences be heard by others. For those in marginalized groups such as the LGBTQ+ community, this is even more important.
Here in Austin, a monthly event called Greetings from Queer Mountain provides a friendly, welcoming, supportive space for the queer community to come together and share their stories, as well as hear those of others without judgment.
Queer Mountain is held at Cheer Up Charlie's, a local Austin bar that is known for being a safe space for the LGBTQ+ community. For more information about the background and history of the event, we spoke to the host and founders, Ralphie Hardison and Michael Folk.
Greetings from Queer Mountain is a monthly LGBTQ storytelling showcase where we have speakers from the community just tell their stories with like mild prompts. We have like a theme, but basically it's just a way to like get people in front of a microphone and like talking about their lives. Yeah.
I think that since it is called Queer Mountain, like that is a very metaphorically important name because it literally kind of is like a queer summit. A whole lot of different people, gay, lesbian, transgender, bisexual, etc., come together to really aside from being entertained, like I think to educate themselves as well, because like I said, the topics can range from like love to relationships, just all over the board, all sorts of different topics. Like people will sometimes just talk about bad experiences that they had, like coming out, for example, or they'll talk about silly relationships that they've had, or they may talk about their struggle with HIV/AIDS. So it's just all of these different topics that, like, while being entertained, like, you're also taking in more of other people's experiences that are more than just your own. So, like, it leaves you with, like, this little piece of something extra that I think not very many other things necessarily offer in such abundance.
We were lucky enough to be invited to attend the first post-election episode of Greetings from Queer Mountain, where the cold and rainy weather was not enough to stop several storytellers from coming out to share their grief over the outcome of the most recent presidential race, as well as stories of their own personal journeys in the exploration of identity.
So anyways, firstly, this country can go fuck itself. The end. I really feel betrayed. Like I've heard and read that many white people are reeling and crying, are surprised, or in utter disbelief that half this country could be so cruel, unfair, racist, misogynist, homophobic, xenophobic, violent, insecure, and willfully ignorant, and would desire so much to bring people to their knees in order for people to feel fucking tall. And I mean, all I have to say to that is, welcome to the fucking club. Welcome to the fucking club. Like, I'm glad this is the first you're fucking feeling it. People of color have felt this, women of color have felt this, queer people of color have felt this, queer people in general have fucking felt this. So welcome to the fucking club.
It's raw. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for December 20th. That's the Electoral College vote, I think. I'm in denial. I'm scared and broken. Like most people, let me back up. I think everybody's broken. Regardless of who they are, we're all broken and scared. Some people are better at it than others. Some people take their whole lives trying to mask.
And I was immediately bullied for being gay, like far before I even knew that I liked boys. Or girls. Or everyone. Literally everyone. And like it got to the point where in 6th grade I actually wrote a suicide note. That was then found by a teacher, who then shamed me by putting me in the front of the room and had the class laugh at me. Act 1.
The other reason is actually going back, I remember specifically in high school just being so upset as these boobs were like really growing in, because I would never be as hot as a flat-chested guy in a dress, and that was real. I mean, that wasn't even a fleeting thought. I mean, I kept cursing these 36Cs all through high school because I was never gonna look as good as a guy in a dress. That was like a look I loved. It was like imprinted in my brain. It was like hardwired, you know?
I feel like it's one of the few shows in town that people typically, whenever they come away from it, they don't just leave laughing, like it leaves them thinking. So I think that's really cool.
It takes a lot of bravery to go up on stage and talk about something that you're really feeling or resonates with you.
The stories told at this event and the community created can have a profound effect on both the storytellers and the audience. Themes for each episode, as they are called, can range from lighthearted and raunchy slash fiction to more serious subjects such as this post-election event, but they all focus on giving a voice to those who may otherwise be silenced. For members of the Austin queer community who feel they do not fit in to the greater cisgender, white, gay male narrative, events like this can be a crucial part of feeling like they have a place where they fit in.
Maybe the sun will shine.
I've learned more about like what it means to be part of the queer community from this show than ever like going out to bars or even when I was in gender and sexuality classes, because this is the reality.
People put their lives on, put their lives out there, and it's not a gorgeous fantasy. I'm really hurting about this. I really love this person. I really had to find a way to love myself.
This show is something special. Like, it's a space for queer people of like every sort to come out and tell their story.
I think it's really important to get out there and find things that you relate to, be it your sexual identity or even otherwise, because it's really important to see that you are not alone and that you are not part of some tiny little subsection, or that you are only your sexual identity, because especially with shows like Queer Mountain, people come together and they don't just share things about their identity or things necessarily. Like, you get to see all these other parts of people. You get to see people who maybe they'll talk about their jobs, or they'll talk about living with a disease that's completely unrelated to their sexuality. And you get to see that people in this community are more than just how they identify for their sexual identity. And so I think that Queer Mountain shows are especially important.
Hey, you should check out Greetings from Queer Mountain at Cheer Up Charlie's the last Wednesday of every month at 9 p.m. It's a free show, and Cheer Up Charlie's is the best bar in town, so you can't really go wrong there. It's a win-win-win-win-win, and that's so many wins.
The clouds will roll away. Maybe I won't be so afraid. I will understand.